It's showtime, baby. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Show with your host, Dr. Kojo. We have a very exciting topic tonight. The topics are always exciting. I'm always there to tell you that it's exciting because I'm doing it. So that means that we're going to put on a show. We have a very exciting topic here tonight. We're talking about 8 common things that lead to fights in AuDHD relationships. And when I say AuDHD relationships, I'm talking about relationships where one or both partners has autism and ADHD. Okay, so we're talking about having both at the same time. Ooh, that sound didn't sound too good. This right here, it's my swag. No, that was a little bit of an eyesore. My OCD is killing me. And all right, there we go. All right, so a little bit of a different background today. We just flip things around. So we just flip it around to see how it looks because if you all haven't gathered by now, I'm black. I'm black. And when you have the sun shining on the melanin, it just makes me happier. And when I'm happier, we can put together a really dope live stream. So that's what we're talking about today. Not the fact that all the sun is on me, but we're talking about autism and ADHD in relationships and common fights that can happen. All right. Go ahead and use the comment section to let me know where you are checking in live from tonight. Let me know where you're checking in from, and we'll get to it. Someone says, do a comedy show in Scotland. So Caitlin is checking in from Scotland. Good to see you, Caitlin. Y'all liking the haircut? Okay, I'm happy y'all liking it because I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like my hair high, but this makes me look young and youthful. I know, I'm black. Thank you. Andrea is here. We have John checking in from Peoria, Illinois. Good thing you clarified because there's also Peoria in Arizona. I'm sure there's other Peorias, other places. Leilani's our moderator checking in live from New York City. This toaster is an eyesore to me. It actually does belong over there, but it's just an eyesore for me. England in the house. Okay, shout out to England. Michigan in the house. San Antonio, Texas in the house. Y'all like the haircut? Okay, all right. I'm rocking with it then. I mean, look, the hair's cut. At this point, I don't have any choice but to like it. Florida. The Oak that's in Illinois. Okay. Illinois. Texas in the house. From New York. Audrey says she is the definition of AuDHD. Okay, Audrey. So we're talking about people just like Audrey tonight. So if Audrey were in a relationship, I don't know what Audrey's relationship status is, but if Audrey were in a relationship, that would be who we would be talking about tonight. 8 common AuDHD relationship fights. I think it makes you. It does, Lavita. It definitely does. It makes me look. I think that's where the cringe is coming from. The fact that now I feel like how I look in my older videos. I'm talking about 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, when I first started social media. So, thank God I'm so handsome, but it makes me feel like I'm young again. It takes me back to all those cringy videos, which is funny because if you fast forward to 5-10 years from now, I'm probably going to think that all the videos I'm making right now are cringy. So it's all relative, right? Jonesboro, Georgia in the house. Mississippi in the house. Andrea got out of the shower. That's a big win right there. Big win. Talking about you. They are cringy. They're a little cringy to me. I'm a creator. You know, creators are sensitive over their work. People say, what happened to your other girlfriend? I mean, can't the brother have 2 girlfriends? Like, what's going on? Like, you're so judgmental. Like, why can't you have 2 girlfriends? Like, what's wrong? Okay, we're not gonna get started on that today. I say that as I know in my head that we will get started on that tonight. For the people who don't know, okay? For the people who don't know, I'm I'm not even dating right now. If I'm keeping this buck, I'm not even dating right now. I ain't got no lady. But whenever people ask, I always say that I have 4 wives. All right. So if you join this live stream early, you can be part of this inside joke. I tell people that I have 4 wives or 2 girlfriends. You know, we keep the joke running online. And everybody else who comes late, they won't know what we're talking about. Okay. So if somebody asks me whether I have a girlfriend later on the live stream, I'm going to say, yeah, I got a couple of them. I got 4 wives. So those of y'all who are right here, right now, y'all get the inside scoop. But everybody else, let's confuse them. I mean, tonight I may have 5 girlfriends. Shoot. I don't think I've ever had 5. So we may set a record with that tonight. Go ahead and give me 5. Here we go. Every night. Do you or your girlfriend have AuDHD? Which one? Like my most recent girlfriend, or like the one that I've been had? Which one? 2 is better than 4. Long Island in the house. You give me a platonic boyfriend. Okay, so now you want to give me 6. You want to give me 6. And Audrey says, I'm single Pringle because I believe I was in a narcissistic relationship that ended in 2022, 2023. Okay, so Audrey, who has autism and ADHD, is single because she was in a narcissistic relationship. And guys, I hate to break it to you, but you can be neurodivergent and you can also be narcissistic, right? But what I see more often is people who are neurodivergent, especially undiagnosed, who find their way into a narcissistic relationship, especially if you're autistic. If you're a late diagnosed autistic woman, you have to be a bit mindful of potentially attracting people with narcissistic traits. All right. The people who actually have NPD, like the personality disorder, people who are textbook narcissists, that's about 2% of the population. Okay, so if we run the numbers, 2% of the population would meet the criteria for NPD, legitimate narcissists. That means that the people online who say, "Oh, I was dating a narcissist," you can't. Everybody, all y'all can't be dating narcissists. But if you are neurodivergent, for the reasons that we're going to talk about in tonight's live stream, there's a good chance that you could run into people who have narcissistic traits and tendencies. So it's very important that you pay attention to the live stream and that you get these tips and tricks and strategies. Someone says, did y'all's daughter actually get left at school without a ride home for a second? Yeah, so my daughter Hazel did not have a ride, and my wife, my new wife, forgot to. Well, this is getting good. My new wife forgot to go by the school and sign the form, allowing my brother Kwame to pick up my daughter Hazel from school. So she was stranded at school, and it was very, very sad. It was tragic. It was tragic. In my fancy head, you are my boyfriend. Okay, so Audrey, apparently we are dating. So now I have about 7 girlfriends. And Ghost says, Ghost, good to see you, by the way. Coach read my mind. People can be extremely selfish and awful without being right. Exactly. And guys, I don't want to confuse y'all when it comes to personality disorders. We probably need a week where we just talk about straight personality disorders so we can clear things up. Because the majority of people that have traits of personality disorders, but they don't have the actual personality disorder. Then there are some people have NPD and some people also have borderline personality disorder. So you can have multiple personality disorders. It gets a bit confusing. So without trying to confuse y'all, we'll just bring it down step by step. Okay, Lovita says she was also in a narcissistic relationship, ended 2022, and only been on dates since then. Okay, Mickey Ficky. So everybody's dating somebody who got a couple of, they got some traits and tendencies to them. Josh says, I find my patterns I learned to perform were narcissistic looking. And guys, we all have narcissistic traits and tendencies. I know I definitely have a couple. But to meet the criteria for personality disorder, you would actually know. You would know. And Ghost makes a good point. Whether we want to believe it or not, people who have NPD, these are people who they actually want love. They want love. They want connection. Just the way they were raised, it makes it hard for them to form healthy connections. So a lot of times they'll inadvertently hurt you, but not that they're evil people, but they can hurt you because they haven't taken care of, they haven't handled their own, their own issues. No idea what my second wife has, but she did some horrible things. Ooh, Chris. Okay. My ex has NPD, PTSD, anger, and severe. Okay, all right, wow. How are y'all all dating the same person? And for my people on TikTok, we have a lot of people on TikTok tonight. Go ahead and I can't answer all the questions. So if you're an OG, go ahead and answer the questions. Did you get a new girlfriend? Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and answer the questions for me, so that way people know what know what's going on. When's your next gig? I'm happy you asked. My next gig is going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts. All right, that's going to be next week, Saturday. So in a little over a week, I'm going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is on the border of Massachusetts and Connecticut. July 25th, we're going to be in Springfield, Massachusetts. The very next day, we're going to be in Beverly, Massachusetts, which is close to Boston. All right, so we have 2 comedy shows in Massachusetts next weekend. You're saying come to Boston. I'm going to be in Beverly. I'm going to be in your city. So Springfield, Massachusetts next weekend. All right, next Saturday. All right, you got your tickets. Melissa, I'll see you there. Y'all can be cool like Melissa and get your tickets. So next weekend is going to be my Massachusetts weekend. Springfield, Massachusetts on Saturday, Beverly, Massachusetts on Sunday. Then 2 weeks after that, we head off to Little Rock, Arkansas. August the 8th is going to be a Saturday night. We're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. All right. So let me talk about the 8 things that I have here. Someone says, where in Beverly? Okay, let me let you know where in Beverly. Because Beverly is Beverly is a decently sized city. So we're going to be in Beverly at, let me let you know, we're going to be, off Cabot. 9 Wallace Street, Beverly. 9 Wallace Street, Beverly. Sunday, July 26th, 2026. So this Sunday, we're going to be 9 Wallace Street, Beverly. And then in Springfield, we're going to be at, I want to say it's called Roar. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Roar Comedy Club. You have to be 16 and older to get in. Audrey says, come to New York. I just did New York. We did New York June 18th, June 11th. So we just did New York. We did New York already. All right, guys. So let me talk about what I have here tonight. All right. So these are 8 common AuDHD relationship fights. And these, you may say that they're small things, but these are actually pretty big things in my estimation, because it's the small things that become big things when you're beefing with somebody or when you're fighting with the person that you claim to love. Anytime a breakup happens and you go back and you look at the things that led to that breakup, it's always the small things. When you're in love in the beginning, you're like, oh, it's fine, whatever. This person, this person is, they're attractive. She's got a great body, or, she's like, oh, he's handsome or he's tall or whatever. In the beginning, you let these things slide. But as time goes on, it becomes harder. Like Lavita says, the small things do add up. Someone says, how did we get you to come to Portland? I came to Portland just for vacation 2 weekends ago. Somebody hit my car. They tried to take Dr. Kojo out. And I'm not talking about the Cheesecake Factory. They try to take me out, like they try to take me out. But I'm alive and well. All is forgiven, Portland. I'll look to come back, and hopefully my second time in Portland, we can make things, a bit more right. Yeah. The lesson of the story is don't eat pizza in your car. Don't eat pizza in your parked car in Portland, Oregon. That's a lesson here. All right. All right. Oops, my bad. I forgot. Can somebody drop the magic word in the chat? I took a sip without asking somebody to drop the magic word in the chat. Let's drop the magic word in the chat and then we'll get going. Yeah. And yeah, I will take the public transit next time. Someone says, how do you combat the fact that you want to be taken seriously, but also want to do comedy? I don't take myself seriously. I don't. I've never taken myself seriously. I mean, like I take seeing patients seriously, you know, and I take making content seriously, but myself, I'm never serious. Big cheers. Let's get some water. And this is, you know, my Nello, this little Nello thing that I drink. I have to promote it on the TikTok shop when I get some time. Get something to drink, get some water, something. Let's hydrate. Hoover Mount. I can come back to Portland or New York. Where? I gotta come back. My ex had a problem with me throwing my used tampons in our garbage. I mean, those are the small things that lead to big issues over time. I mean, tampons have to go somewhere. All right, got it. So 8 common AuDHD relationship fights. Number 1. All right. The expectation that the other person can read your mind. Let me explain. The expectation that someone can read your mind. All right. So the way I define autism is a difference in communication and experience of the world, which makes your journey in this life that much harder than the average neurotypical person, right? If you have autism, it means that the way you communicate and the way you experience the world is different from everybody else. So you need to get some type of external help. And the ADHD is the inability to regulate your mood and the inability to regulate your focus. All right. When you have both, sometimes you will have this expectation that the other person can read your mind, and that's going to lead to some arguments, some misunderstandings, some frustration. So let's say I am talking to wife number 2, Emily, for the purpose of this example. Let's say I'm talking to Emily, right? I'm talking to Emily and I tell her, I said, hey, babe, we're out of milk. We're out of milk. And she goes, okay. All right, cool. I'm like, hey, we're out of milk. She's like, all right, yeah, that's fine. It's okay. I'm not eating cereal right now. And I'm like, yeah, but we're out of milk. In my head, I'm saying that with the expectation that she can read my mind and that she's able to hear what I'm not saying. And the part that I'm not saying is, hey, can we go get some milk? Can I get the car keys? Let's, you know, like I need to, I'm trying to eat cereal right now. But if I just say we're out of milk, or better yet, if I'm at work, right? Let's say I'm at work and I'm working hard. I'm trying to pay the bills. I'm trying to provide. I'm working hard. And then I text Emily. I text her. I said, hey, babe, I think we're out of milk. And she says, okay, gotcha. I can take that gotcha as her saying that she's going to go get milk. So I can come home after a long day. I can come home, open up the fridge, look through, and I see that there's no milk, and now there's an argument. And then I'll say, hey, I texted you at 1:44 p.m. I texted you and I told you that we were out of milk. And she says, yes, you told me that we were out of milk. Like, I get it. But I'm like, that meant when you hear me say we're out of milk, that's like a reminder for you to go get some milk, because when I come home, I'm going to want some cereal. Now, I didn't say that explicitly, okay? But that was what the hidden expectation was, that when I say we're out of milk, that you would just up and go get some milk. All right. And if you're somebody who you and your partner are neurodivergent, then you can have even more issues, because let's assume that the partner is neurodivergent. And in this example, Emily actually is. So if I have autism, ADHD, and she has a different flavor of it, if I am not direct in my communication, then how will she know what I'm trying to say? The way to get something when you're dating somebody who is neurodivergent is to say exactly what you want and be okay with them asking clarifying questions. So if you want milk, you have to say, hey, I'm coming straight home after work. I'm skipping the gym. I'm super hungry. Do you mind grabbing some milk? And if she has time to get milk, she will go get the milk. If she doesn't have time to get the milk, then she can say, oh, I'm tied up with X, Y, and Z today, so I won't have time. So if you really want to eat cereal when you get home, we have Frosted Flakes, but we don't have any milk. It's probably a good idea for you to stop by the store and get some milk and then come home. If two people work out the situation just like that, then now we have somebody who is able to go to work, come back home, eat their Frosted Flakes, they have their milk, and all is well. All is well. And you're probably right here. With guys, you have to be very specific. You have to be very specific. For the fellas in here, have y'all ever had this experience where you'll go to the store and you're this should be a skit, by the way. This should really be a skit, because this has happened to me multiple times. You go to the store and your lady asks you to buy tampons or some feminine product, and you just grab the first thing that you see, and then you come home and she's like, no, I don't want the what's the the tampon that's like heavy duty, or like they have different types of tampons and Tampax, and she's like, oh, I didn't want that. I'm like, you said you wanted some pads. You told me you wanted this, so I went to the store and I just grabbed what was there. I've done this multiple times. I've gotten better with it, but now I know, okay, be very specific. Tell me exactly what you want. Give me the brand. In fact, send me a photo. That's how specific you should be. Send me a photo of exactly what you want. Send me a photo of exactly what you want, and I will pick it up for you. I will pick it up for you if you can just send me what you want. Am I from New Jersey? No, I'm not from New Jersey. Is Emily actually your wife? Yes, that's my third wife. It's tough being an African king. So many wives, so much to do. You know, it's a lot. Yeah, I need a plus. Right. There's a flavor of tampons that has like the plus. I think it's for people who like have heavy periods. I'm thinking. But you have to be very specific. Very specific. I experience this in everyday communication, especially my mom. She has had a stroke, so we have a lot of trouble communicating now. For some reason, I seem to be having increased trouble verbally communicating more than normal. And Brittany, thank you for sharing. Verbal communication can be difficult, and that's why a lot of us who are neurodivergent, one of the reasons, if you are neurodivergent and your partner is also neurodivergent, one of the reasons why you ended up with that person is because y'all have the ability to communicate non-verbally. When you can communicate with somebody non-verbally and y'all are both in sync, that's one of the best feelings on the planet. Let's say you go out with your partner, y'all are at a party, a function, y'all are out somewhere, and both of y'all are ready to go home. Sometimes you can take a look at your person, just give them a look. They look back at you like this, and you're like, all right, it's time to go home. No words need to be said. Whereas in a neurotypical relationship, you may have to go over and say, hey, are you ready to go home? I'm a little tired. Yeah, we can go home in like 10 minutes. Yeah, we can go home. It's so much easier when you can just give them a look. Well, all right, it's time to get out of here. It's time to get out of here. It makes life that much simpler for you. That much simpler for you. I was ready to go after 5 minutes, right? A lot of us are ready to go the moment that we get there, which is why it's helpful to go with your own transportation. I will rarely go to a place without transportation accounted for. If I didn't drive, I have to know that there's an Uber that will scoop me up, that I can catch a ride with a friend, that I can get out of there some way, somehow. Some way, somehow. All right. Now, number two, this leads to a lot of fights right here. Quality time. Or actually, I should say, let me be more specific because we have a neurodivergent audience. Different definitions of quality time. All right. I'm sure y'all have been in relationships where your partner, your person will come to you and they'll say something along the lines of, hey, I feel like we never spend time together. Like we never spend any quality time together. If I had a nickel or even a penny for every time I've heard that phrase in my life, I could buy Microsoft. I'd be richer than Jeff Bezos. We never spend enough time together. We never have any quality time. You have to be specific. You have to define what quality time is, probably at the beginning of the relationship. Because quality time to me is sitting here on the couch, maybe watching a movie. Maybe I'm on my phone scrolling, watching TikTok, and then you're also on your phone watching TikTok, and then we have a movie in the background, or I might be playing video games, or we could just be talking at the house, or we go out for a picnic and we're together. But quality time is not always doing something. I'm okay just chilling for quality time. I can chill for quality time. I can stay in the house for quality time, honestly. Like, I don't mind going on. I do like going out to do things. I'll go electric bike riding. We'll go try new restaurants. We'll go to amusement parks. We'll go out. We'll go to the movies. We'll go out. But quality time, if you ask me, is just kicking it at the house. Just having a good time. Quality time. We don't have to talk a lot. This is something that I've really experienced in relationships. We don't have to talk a lot. Some people think that quality time means I'm telling you about my week. I'm telling you about my day. And I think that, if you're dating somebody, you should have an arena, the space to talk and to say what say what you want to say. But some of us just like being quiet and nonverbal. I could be nonverbal for a whole evening between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Or let's say 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. because I go live at 6 p.m. Between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., I could be in the house with you and not say a single word because I don't have to say any word. Like why am I telling you anything verbally? I can look at you. I can, maybe see that you're struggling with something. I come up, I pick it up for you. Say, are you good? You good? Okay, cool. Yeah. But I don't have to talk. I find that when one person views quality time as talking a lot and expressing their feelings, and another person views quality time as silence and relaxation and resting, that's when you have a lot of issues. Because you have, a conflict of interest. One person wants to really relax and one person wants to talk. One person wants to talk. Kyle says, OMG all the time. Chris says, my quiet time is staring at my fiance's butt. This is also quality time for me as well. Because I can stare. And after you stare after you stare long enough, you take things to the next level. Quality time is having movie time in the house. I like that. That's annoying. It's better to say I enjoy specific activity with you and would like to plan it as a bi-weekly activity. And sometimes you actually have to do something like this. You have to be very specific and plan things out. At the same time, you don't want to plan things out too much because then you just lose the spontaneity of it. And we like things to be spontaneous. So, it's like tug of war. You do have to plan things out or else you forget it. But then if you don't give yourself like an optional out, then you're like, dang, like I have to do this now. Has it become another demand? Congrats, Leilani. You walked 832,553 steps in less than a month. My goodness. Congratulations. Mikhail says, I'm the nonverbal. She's verbal. And even though I mean, with me in the skits, the woman is nonverbal most of the times, but in my real life, believe it or not, I'm the one that's more so nonverbal. Like I don't have a lot to say, which is shocking to most people because I do social media, I go live, and I like to talk. I like to hear myself talk, but I tend to be pretty nonverbal. I don't have too much to say. I don't. I think I'm a decent listener, but sometimes I just don't have a lot to say. Nothing comes to mind. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Surprisingly fun. I just want to be told dressing attire for the event. Yeah, I find that most women like that. You can't figure out what quality time means by what it isn't. Hey, baby, want to come over and do the dishes? Look, I believe that if somebody really likes you and they're really rocking with you, like if I like a woman, or I mean, sure, I mean, if I like her, cool. But if a woman really likes me and wants to spend time with me, and I text her to come over and do the dishes, she'll come over and she'll be very happy to do the dishes because she wants to spend quality time and just be in the area. And then we can do the dishes together, and then we can talk and maybe have like, Netflix in the background, something that's mildly stimulating, but not too stimulating, because if it's too stimulating, then it won't be Netflix and chill. Like you'll actually be watching the Netflix, and then you're like, oh no, we gotta finish the movie. How do you deal with feeling like you talk too much? You just ask the person, hey, am I talking too much? Just ask them, hey, do you think I'm talking too much? It's not meant to like hurt your feelings, but just say, hey, do you think I'm talking too much? Or do you think I'm talking too much at the wrong times? Because there's a time and place for things. And maybe if you're talking, if you talk a little bit in a time where silence is expected, that could be too many words. So, Brittany says, my doc said women tend to be more hyper in the brain, chatty, and men are usually physically hyper, which is, okay. I do see some truth to this right here. I do see some truth to this. And nothing wrong with being loquacious. Can Netflix and chill with the History Channel on? Then change the channel to something else. You can't be paying too much attention to the Netflix and chill. We're gonna change it. I've had that so many times where I'm Netflix and chilling, or Apple TV and chilling, or whatever. And whatever we're watching is too stimulating. I'm like, nah. You're paying too much attention right now. We got to get you distracted because you're not following the plot. You're not following the plot. From what I know of Emily, I'd say she's more. That's a good question. I'd say she's more verbal. Yeah, I'd say she's more verbal actually. I actually feel like she's like the female version of me. We're eerily similar. That's what I've come to find. We're eerily similar. Number three. Ooh, this one right here. I know this has led to a lot of arguments and maybe even some breakups. 8 common autism and ADHD relationship fights. Last minute changes. All right. I don't think anybody in the world, is a fan of last minute changes. But if you have autism specifically, a last minute change can not only throw you off, but it can piss you off. It can dysregulate you, and your mood could be funky for a few hours to a few days because of it. A last minute change. And I definitely wasn't sensitive to this in my younger days. And now I think I'm doing a much better job of being mindful of how frustrating a last minute change could be. When you have planned your week out, or let's just say you plan a day out, and you know that at 7 p.m., we're going to go try the new restaurant in town. Then you both get home, it's like 4:30 p.m., and then you let your partner know, hey, the restaurant that we were supposed to go to tonight, I actually, I canceled plans because it looks like it's too busy, and we'll just go tomorrow night. Something as simple as we'll just go to the same place tomorrow night. That could be a big argument. And like Brittany says, I'm not going. Now I don't want to go because you switch things up on me. How are you going to switch things up on me? I said that I told you that I was cool with going to this restaurant on Thursday night. And now you tell me that you have better plans, but you want to do it on Friday night. So you want to go to the same restaurant on Friday night, just wear the same dress, and we're gonna have a good time. But to that person, you plan for Thursday night. It's just a difference of one day. It's just a difference of one day, but it can throw off a lot of people. Andrea says she will cancel over some last minute changes. And I agree with RG. Like, you plan for the day and everything, and now it's down the drain. Had a very specific outfit picked out. I did not understand this in my 20s. Now I actually really get this. I really get this. And this is a different way to look at it. If you actually didn't want to go, then the canceled plans will make you very happy. But if you really wanted to go, then now we have a problem. And Josh is saying, I've sat down and fallen asleep. Same here. I've done this before. Miss a date, the shame and pain afterwards hurt. I've done that before. And I think just being mindful of the other person's feelings is that's the minimum that you can do. Because sometimes you still will follow through on the canceled plans, but if you're just mindful of the fact that somebody else's feelings are involved and that person could be upset, I think you've done a good job. I am somebody who I'm not a big romantic person. I don't do huge displays of affection. I'm a thoughtful person, but I'm not a big, this is Valentine's Day, this is Christmas, this is your birthday. I'm not that big on those holidays. So, and funny enough, everybody that I date, they tend to be pretty big on holidays. So February 14th and February 21st to me is the same thing. It's a week apart. So if Valentine's Day is a Saturday, the 21st is also a Saturday. So if we cancel plans on Valentine's Day and then we just go a week later, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. It's almost the same thing. We're going to go to the restaurant that you want to go to. We're going to have fun. You're going to get flowers and XYZ. We're just going to the same restaurant on a different day. I'll never forget when I was working in Virginia at the state hospital. I got an email from TikTok, from Kit Kudzi at TikTok. And the email said, put your information in here. They're asking for my info. Put in your info and we will fly you out to Los Angeles for TikTok's first creator meetup. I'm like, this is a spam email. There's no way this email is real. So I looked through and I copied the guy's name. I put him into LinkedIn. It says Kudzi Chicumbo. I'm like, oh snap, this is a real email. Wow, okay. I want to go to LA. I want to go to TikTok's first creator meetup. But I realized that the creator meetup was going to interfere with the Valentine's Day plans that I had with the girl that I was dating at the time. So I said, let me see if this email is the actual real email. Let me just put in my info. I put in my info. The very next morning, I woke up and I had a flight booked for me, a round trip flight from Richmond, Virginia to Los Angeles, California and back. And then I was like, oh, this is crazy. This is a real TikTok event. They're going to fly me to LA. This is amazing. So I'm hyped because now I get to go to LA. I get to go to LA and do this amazing creator meetup. But now I have to explain to my girlfriend at the time that we won't do Valentine's Day on the day that we were supposed to do it. I'm just going to push it back a week. So for me, I was like, hey, babe, I have good news and good news. Kind of bad news. The bad news is that we have to cancel Valentine's Day. We'll just push it off a week. And the good news is I get to go to LA and I've been selected to be a part of this big TikTok creator meetup. I was excited. She wasn't. She was devastated. And this became a big argument that I remember to this day. This is what, 6 years ago? I still remember this argument because I'm saying, hey, Miss Lady, we're still going to do Valentine's Day. It's just a week later. And she's like, but you cancel Valentine's Day without telling me Amy plans to go to LA. I'm like, yeah, but Valentine's Day happens every year. But this opportunity to go to LA, this TikTok event, it's once in a lifetime. So what did I do? I ended up going to LA for the creator meetup, and I don't regret that decision. But the way I went about it, I could have done it a bit better. And without going to that event, I don't know if I am where I am today, because that event inspired me to move to LA. It inspired me to take social media seriously. And then, we went from 30,000 followers to 400,000 to 1 million to now over 6 million followers. So it clearly worked. But you have to be mindful of other people and the fact that they may not roll with the decisions that you make. So anytime you want to make a last minute change, even if it's the right call, just think about how it affects other people and, make the best possible call for you. Someone says, are you good at lying? I'm decently good at lying, I guess. And someone says, so are you two still together? No, I'm not with that woman anymore. She's married and she has a kid. And last I heard from people back in Georgia, she's doing great. So I'm really happy for her. I'm excited for her. She's living her dream, and I'm living my dream too. So the story ends up having a happy ending. Right? Yeah. And the candy's cheaper a week later. But if you're having to cancel Valentine's Day plans, you probably don't want to use that example because that's going to piss them off even more. Like, the candy's cheaper. They're like, I don't care. All right, number 4 here on my list. And I got to meet Andrea. Look at that. Number 4 here on the list. Let me get John there or something. Give me. Okay. Yeah. Brutal honesty. This leads to a lot of arguments and fights in AuDHD relationships. Brutal honesty. Okay? When your partner asks you something, I do believe that you are gently obligated to tell them the truth. But the way that you say the truth matters. At the same time, you have to know that certain things are going to hurt and sting regardless of how you say it. All right? So certain things you should just never say. You have to find a better way to say it. Because if you talk to your partner in a loving tone, right? And you say, babe, you smell like ass right now. They're going to be pissed off. You said it in a loving way, but the content was just ridiculous. So you have to find nice ways to say things. But honesty is appreciated. It's appreciated in most situations, but you have to figure out how to say it. And I think that the biggest issue with neurodivergent people is a lack of tact. You said the right thing, but you said it in the wrong way. What you said wasn't wrong, but how you said it was wrong. And also sometimes the timing of when you said what you said, it wasn't ideal. There's a time and place for everything. So learning when to be brutally honest. Because sometimes you have to kind of push things to the side and say, hey, babe, let's discuss this tomorrow, if that's okay. Because maybe it's been a bad day for her. Maybe your partner lost their job. Maybe they're dealing with grief. Maybe it's not the time to have that real conversation. Some real combos, you got to sit down and say, all right, let's prep for this combo. We can't just have this combo, just out the blue. Like, let's prep for it. I remember in my last relationship, not my actual real relationship, not the fake one. You've been eating ass. That's funny. In my last actual relationship, one rule that we had was no difficult conversations after 9 p.m. And that was a game changer. Yeah, and like, baby, you smell like ass right now. You smell like ass. But no difficult conversations. My dad texted me. Reply back to him. Night, love you. Always gotta reply back to your parents. No difficult combos after 9 p.m. Crystal says, yes, mine was 8 p.m. Guys, this is a really good rule right here. I think this goes for any relationship. And Ghost, you're right. Nobody wants brutal honesty. People say that they want it, but they don't want it. J9 Par on TikTok, I appreciate you. No difficult conversations after 8, 9 p.m. Give yourself a cutoff, but after that time, don't have any more real conversations. And people say, oh, you should never go to bed angry. Guys, I don't know who said that, but tell them that Dr. Kojo said, and I'm the best therapist in America. Tell them Dr. Kojo said that you can go to bed angry as long as there's love between y'all. And obviously there's love between y'all. But if you're trying to have these hard combos at 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, midnight, you will say something that you didn't plan on saying, and you can't take words back. You can't take words back. Emotional pain is the worst pain out there. Like, that's the worst pain that you can experience. Physical pain sucks, but emotional pain, some people never get over it. I remember in my brief career as a football player in high school, which lasted for a couple of weeks, I got hit hard one time. I got hit so hard that I thought that I was paralyzed. I got up and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, can I still walk? I was like touching my body to make sure that I could still walk. That's how hard I got hit. I went home to use the restroom. This might be TMI for y'all, but you're already here, so don't cover your ears. I went home, did a number 2, right? Took a monkey. I looked in the toilet, blood everywhere. That's how hard I got hit. Blood everywhere. Nothing was brown about it. Just blood everywhere. I'm like, oh my goodness, am I menstruating? Am I on my cycle? It looked like I was on my cycle. Oh yeah. My career was just a few weeks. And I think you can see why my football career was just a few weeks. It wasn't long. It wasn't long at all. I went to use the restroom. Blood everywhere. That's how hard I got hit. Like, they hit me. And it's no joke. No joke. Keep in mind, I was the same height. So like maybe 6'2", but now I'm like 205 pounds. I was 6'2", 150. So I was 65 pounds lighter than what I am today, taking that huge hit. Yeah, football can be pretty damn dangerous. And as painful as that hit was, that was the hardest I've ever been hit in my life. As painful as that hit was, a week later, I was fine. I was fine a week later. But some of the things that I've heard in my life, some things that I've heard in relationships and in friendships and just in life, some things have been so painful that it's never left me. I'm still thinking about things that were told to me in 2014, 12 years ago, 2013, 13 years ago. Emotional pain, that can stay with you for a lifetime. The physical pain will go away if you can survive the thing, right? But emotional pain, it may never go. It may never, ever, ever go. So the things that we say and how we say them are very important. And I didn't play basketball because I wasn't good at basketball. Believe it or not, football was my sport. I was actually pretty good at football. I just didn't have the body for football. Like, if I had this body in high school, like one of my fantasies right now, I have this fantasy of, like shaving off, like, shave my beard, probably keep my hair a little like this. I have this fantasy of forging a birth certificate and going to a high school and saying that I was born in 2008 or whatever, 2009, and pretending that I'm a high schooler so that way I can join the football team and I can be a star. I keep having this dream of me. and obviously, I know that I'm an adult. Okay, so when I'm a fake high school student, but I'm not dating none of the girls because like I'm 33. But my goal is to live out my childhood dreams and to be a star player. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to be an adult on the low, be an adult on the low, and then go to high school, and then I'm like the star receiver. Those guys are tackling me. I'm just like, I'm bruising through them. I'm like, you can't tackle me, you can't touch me, because I'm strong now. I needed this body back in high school. I needed this body back in high school. So this is what was number one. Number one was the expectation that your partner can read your mind. Just to recap, number two is different definitions of quality time. Number three is last minute changes. Number four is brutal honesty. Number five is special interest. Leilani, you're right. I'm gonna have to daydream down right there because it's creepy I think it's very creepy for a 33-year-old man to be in high school, you know, but like, and I don't want to be in high school. I just want to play. I just want to play. Tempted by teenager? No, I'm not a PDF. I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game. If this if there's a way to say that I'm homeschooled, actually there could be a way to do this. Say I'm homeschooled, and then I can say that I was zoned for like a different district, so that's why I can't like show up in classes. But then when it's Friday night, I get to put on the pads. Man, like there's nothing like putting on those pads and playing football again. Man, my career was too short. Or even if I can play in college, I think I still have like a year or two of NCAA eligibility left. I think I still got a couple of years left. I think I gotta check what. I'm joking, but part of me is dead serious. I gotta check with West Alabama and see if I have any years of eligibility left. Like, just put me on the team. Like, just let me play. Just let me play. Role play in the bedroom. It's not the same. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play. My goodness. And Loretta, teenagers do look way older than how they used to look back in the day. But I think that, I don't know. Because, like, I'll have guys who will tell me that, you know, they're in college and they can't tell, like, how old a woman is. But conversation, you should be able to pick up on how old somebody is. Like, a 19-year-old wouldn't know about escrow and things like that. So just conversation, you can pick up on people's age. So I'll have to dumb down how much I know, so that way I can join the football team and be the star wide receiver. All right, number 5, special interest. Teens know how to sound old. Nah. Create your own local football team. Oh, guys. All right. My last thing about football. If y'all type in 37U on YouTube or on Google, you'll see they have like these like football leagues for grown men, like washed up unks like me. They have like full-time jobs and kids and everything. But in these leagues, it's real life tackle football, and you're playing with other washed up unks, and they're out here tackling like they have the best health insurance in the world. 37U. And these unks are out here just getting it. Now, I wouldn't play with those guys because those guys play like they have nothing to live for. My goodness. A 37U. Oh my goodness. Special interest. This is something that um, uh, in the beginning of a relationship, I think special interests are cute. All right. But as you date somebody for an extended period of time, you will realize that their special interest is actually a special interest. All right. I think people so first of all, people don't understand autism at all. That's why a lot of the videos go viral because people don't understand autism. They think that it's Down syndrome. They think that if you have autism, you're intellectually delayed. They think that if you have autism, you're you look like a they just they think autism has a look, and that's not what autism is. All right. People don't understand ADHD hyperfixations. All right. With these special interests, you have to understand that if you're dating somebody who's on the spectrum and they have a particular special interest, you don't know how deep they are into that thing until you actually really get to know them. You don't know how deep they are into that thing until you actually get to know them. Because they told you that, oh yeah, I'm a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. I like anime. I like collecting, uh, like collecting comic books, things like that. But when you live with somebody or when you date somebody, then you're like, oh my goodness, this person wasn't joking. Like they can be on this thing for hours. They can play video games from they can play video games from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's 14 hours. That's 16 hours. They can watch history documentaries for hours on end. It's not until you date somebody that you realize how scarily deep they are into that thing. In the Audrey likes Pokemon. Well, she said she effing likes Pokemon, so she loves Pokemon. In the beginning, oh, it's cute. Oh, yeah, you like Pokemon. Yeah, you like Pokemon. Yeah, sure. As you get to know the person, like, oh, snap. They really like Pokemon. And it's taking up a lot of time. You have to consider time with a lot of these things. For example, everybody will say, or you'll hear people saying things like, oh, I have a little bit of OCD. Like I get so concerned about like leaving things on the no. If you have actual OCD, you will spend hours washing your hands. Over and over and over and over again. You will spend hours. You'll be late to things because you have to come back home and check the door. I think our sense of time is warped. If you have a true hyperfixation or a true special interest, you could be on that thing all day. You could be on that thing all day. So in the beginning, it's cute. Oh yeah, this is cool. But as time goes on, you're like, oh my goodness, this person spent all day cooking and baking and watching true crime TV. And you think it's ridiculous. But this is what you signed up for. This is what you signed up for. And it can lead to a lot of fights and arguments because you didn't know how deep this person was into this habit. They know everything about it. And now you have to pretend like you're interested in the thing. Now you don't have to like what they like, but you do have to hold the space for that. Because if they're a big fan of cooking and baking and watching crime shows, that's a big part of who they are. So are you going to accept somebody and not accept the other part? Like, Leilani says, I can play a video game for hours. I was playing Sim. Hey, have y'all ever played video games throughout the night, right? You start playing at 10:30 p.m. and you got your headset on, you got the controller, you're playing with the boys or with the girls like Leilani, girls and boys can play, girls and boys, everybody can play, right? You're playing this game. It's 10:30 at night. You're playing. You got the headset on. You're having such a good time. You're having the best time. Like it's taking you back to middle school. You're having so much fun. And then you take a look outside and you see that there's light outside. The sun is coming up. And you're like, I got to call out of work. I haven't slept all night. I've been on the game all night. And you're like, how could somebody do this? Like it's 5:14 a.m. I've been on the game all night. Oh my goodness. Time just escapes you when you're having fun. Yeah, you can hear the birds. You can hear the birds chirping outside. Facts. You can hear the birds and you're like, oh snap, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I'm screwed. That's the first sign. You hear the birds like, oh snap, like, hold up. It was just like 1 a.m. Like, what do you mean it's 5 a.m.? To this day, I have to be careful with games. Like, I don't play as much as I used to, but I strongly believe that if I wasn't so busy, if I wasn't on tour right now, if I wasn't so busy, I believe that I could be on the game all night. I could do it. I've done it some weekends with the guys, and I've had to pay for it. And the thing about being 30 and over, when you sacrifice one night of sleep, you have to pay for it the whole month. So if I do that one Saturday night, okay, I'm gonna pay for that for like a good 3 weeks. You don't realize it. Dan says word puzzles on my phone start at 10 p.m. Word puzzles can do this to you. Wow. Oh, I used to love the summer. I used to. Oh, this part makes me miss being a kid. Man. I have a fiance who's autistic, along with 2 kids, one nonverbal. I live in my space. I'm neurodivergent. Elizabeth, I appreciate you. Shout out to you and your fiance. Thank you so much. You're playing games. No, games and guys. Speaking of neurodivergent folks and special interests and hyperfixations, when GTA 6 comes out, we're going to experience something that has never happened in the history of video games. Guys, it's going to be very fascinating to watch. It's going to be very fascinating to watch. You're going to have a lot of fights in people's relationships. You're going to have a lot of people calling out of work. You're going to have a lot of, there's going to be people coming to see me for video game addiction. Like GTA 6 is going to change the game. It's going to change the game. I think the pre-orders, they've already made like $5 billion. They made B, not an M. They made $5 billion off of a game that hasn't even come out yet. It's going to be really fun to see how that shakes out. GTA has a hold on people. A lot of companies are giving their employees a day off. They're going to need a week off. A day off is not enough. They're going to need a week off. A week off. When GTA 6. Oh my goodness. Games are getting expensive. I didn't know Pokemon had a game. I did not know that. But games are one way that we can tap into our special interests. All right, number six right here. Interrupting. Like who? Lexi on TikTok says, was just diagnosed today at 41 with AuDHD. Made my entire life make sense now. Lexi, congrats on the diagnosis and welcome to the family. We're at the 1 hour mark. Gotcha. Let me see. We'll be on for about like another 15 because I got a meeting. Is your wife autistic? What do you think? Someone says, create your local football team. I just love people out there who. Hey, don't talk to me about this idea of creating a local football team because I'm going to find a couple of unks who are way past our prime and make sure that we have health insurance. We're going to go out there and we're going to tackle each other. We're going to play tackle football. The new actress, her name is Sydney. I think I've tagged her in a couple of videos. Go follow her. Go show her some love. And the more followers she gets, the better for her career. So go support Sydney, please and thank you. All right, number 6. 8 common AuDHD relationship fights. Interrupting. Big people league. That's funny. There's nothing more frustrating than somebody cutting you off mid-sentence when you are making a salient point. Sometimes when people cut you off, you forget what you're going to say. You feel disrespected. You feel like there's no point in continuing what you were going to say because they cut you off. At the same time, we have to prevent ourselves from leaning into that urge to cut off other people. And one of the more ruder things that you can do in a relationship is to cut somebody off constantly. Now, Andrea says she's apologizing for interrupting. Now, when you cut somebody off and you say, oh I'm sorry, finish your point. Believe it or not, the other person really likes that. 1 second. I'm alive, bro. What's good?
I think he did. I can't hear him. I see him.
I'm alive. What's good?
Oh, right there. You good? Handle your business down.
I said, I'm alive right now. What's good? I don't think I can hear y'all boys. Oh, it's hooked up to my headphones.
Maybe later. Tell America we say what's up. Yeah. Don't mommy tell America we say what's up. We gotta talk to you off camera later.
Oh yeah. All right.
I love you, bro.
All right. I love you too. Later.
Right.
Peace.
Bro.
Anytime my brothers call, I gotta be like, hey, I'm on live. Don't say nothing stupid. Don't say nothing stupid. All right. Okay. Interrupting. Dana, yes. I'm happy I walked away from that car wreck. And thank y'all for your consideration and all of the kind comments y'all left. Speaking of interruptions, right? Yeah. They interrupted me in the middle of when I was talking. But interrupting somebody and not being mindful of the fact that you interrupted them can lead to a lot of arguments. It can lead to a lot of frustrations, and it can make the other person feel like you don't care about what they have to say, which is more often than not the case. It's just that you have so much that you want to say and you don't want to forget it. So you interject and you add your 2 cents when they weren't done talking. And that can be very frustrating. So I think it's important to hold the space for your partner, for anybody in your life. Just be mindful of the fact that you have this tendency where you like to interrupt people. If you're mindful of it, I think that's good enough. You don't have to hate yourself for it and say, no, just be mindful of the fact that you like to interrupt people. I think that goes a long, long way. It goes a long way. I remember my brother cutting me off and hitting me once and hitting him with the freaker of a dump. Spicy day for both of us. Is your wife autistic? Not to get sidetracked, but one of these days we have to put together a list of the most commonly asked questions on the live stream. Is your wife autistic? I'm sure people will Google that question too. And look, I don't blame them, because whenever I'm I'm really deep into a TV show or a movie, sometimes I'll Google questions that the movie didn't answer. I'm like, is Tom Hanks really with this person? What happened after the movie? I get deep into storylines as well myself. So, and even with Fresh Prince, when Aunt Viv changed, they switched Aunt Viv halfway through the show, that pissed me off. So I keep that in mind when I switch actors. I'm like, ooh, they're not gonna like this. They're not gonna like this right here. They're not gonna like it. So yeah, I think about all these things. I mean, I still do it, but I think about all these things. I think about it. Now, number 7, sensory overload. Sensory overload. This can lead to a lot of arguments in neurodivergent relationships, especially if you have autism and ADHD. All right. And speaking of sensory overload, it reminds me of a skit that I posted recently on TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, I posted it everywhere, TikTok, IG, and on Facebook. A skit where I was in the kitchen with Emily. And in the skit, Koda's walking up. He's going to smack her butt. But she has spice senses. She has eyes in the back of her head. And she's like, not right now. Don't touch me. You're going to smack my butt. Let me get some space right now. And a lot of people resonated with that skit. The skit has almost 3 million views on Facebook and a couple of million more views on other platforms. And in the comment section, I read through the comments. People were saying that they hate it when their space is violated. And violated might be too strong of a word, especially if it's your person, your partner. But if you're doing your thing, right? If you're doing your thing and somebody enters your space and they touch you, that can be very frustrating. And sometimes if you're in a relationship and your partner reacts this way, it can throw you off, throw you for a loop because you're like, all right, hold up, we're dating. Like I've seen you naked. So I can't even touch you now. What's the problem? And that's when the person has to speak up for themselves and say, hey, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, I'm cool. I just need my space. I just need to not be touched right now. That's all. Sometimes we just need to not be touched. And we just need, like it's a bubble. Like, we need to be in a bubble. And when we're in this bubble and we're not being touched, everything is fine. And believe it or not, guys want this too. A lot of us, people think that guys are horn dogs and they want to be touched all the time, which is right 95% of the time, right? But there's times when we actually don't want to be touched and we just need our own space. The on-vib switch was frustrating. I ain't gonna lie. So for me to pull the okie doke on y'all, I understand. Trust me, I understand. What's your wife? Where's Emily? I get it. Touch sensory overload. Yep. I hate when people touch my face. Ooh. Now, for somebody to touch your face, I think that's taking it a step further. To touch your face. I'm trying to think of. That might be a skit idea right there, because for somebody to touch your face, when would that ever be acceptable? I mean, like outside of making out or we just don't touch people's faces, on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, touching my face would, probably piss me off. And someone says, I had to get used to my son touching my face when he was little. That's a good one right there. That's a great one right there. That's a great one. Because you can, but you shouldn't get mad at the baby. But if you have a 1-year-old and they're touching your face constantly, they're trying to bond with you. But you could legitimately be overstimulated to the point where you're like, all right, I love my kids, but go find a new mom, go find a new dad for 2 hours and let me just be. Let me be, and then I'll be back. Let me just be, and then I'll be back. I'll catch a case if someone tickles my foot. What? Why did I tickle your foot? CPR. That'd be funny. Touch her face and she comes back to life. Like car space seated in the back. Ooh, Joey, I get that. I used to hate being seated in the back of a sedan. I'm in the middle seat. Don't touch my feet. Why would somebody touch your feet? Like someone I was dating would just randomly touch my cheek. Now, I think your twins touching your cheek, you can forgive that. They're twins, they're kids. But somebody randomly touching your cheek, that doesn't sound enticing to me. It sounds like a nightmare. Like you just come, you just don't touch my face. You can touch something else, but don't touch my face. Don't touch my face. All right, hyper focus. I agree. Baby's different. A grown person, yeah, no bueno. I think no bueno means I'm not sure what no bueno means, but I don't think that's a good thing necessarily. All right. Number 8, hyper focus. Hyper focus. All right. This can lead to a lot of issues, arguments, and fights. I don't think people realize that for those of us who have ADHD and also those of us who have ADHD and autism, it takes a long time for us to get into our rhythm. It takes a long time for us to get situated, to get settled. So if it took me all day to start on a task that I've been avoiding, and for some reason I've caught fire and I'm able to make progress with this thing, and like I'm blocked in it, I'm hyper focused on this task that I've been avoiding for weeks, I'm doing it. The last thing that I need is for you to interrupt me when I found the focus. This leads to a lot of arguments and fights, and it will throw your mood off. It's very frustrating. I haven't had any success starting this thing all day. All of a sudden, I find that spark, or maybe I take my Adderall, one of the two, and I'm able to get this thing started. I'm making progress on it, and now you want to come and interrupt me? You want me to come and hang out? No, I can't do it right now, because if I stop doing what I'm doing right now, I may never come back to this task. And if you have ADHD, there's always going to be somebody, even with ADHD, who can start a task and they can leave it and go somewhere else and they can come back to it. Assume you are not that person, okay? Assume that is not you. Just expect for you to never come back to something if you stop it. Not within reason, but for the majority of us, coming back to a task that we left it 60% done, it probably won't get done. Like if you made your bed halfway and you say, oh, I'll come back and I'll make my bed later. You get home at the end of the day, the bed's not made. You have one chance to do it. You should have done it. So when somebody interrupts you, and a lot of times if one partner is in a hyper-focused mode and the other one is feeling ignored, that's a pretty bad spot for both people, because one person's trying to focus and the other person is trying to connect, not understanding that the other person really needs to focus and lock in right now. I got to lock in right now. I really need to lock in. I got to lock in. I'm saying I hate when people touch me. Y'all still stuck on that. It's pretty damn wicked when people do that. And Autistic Queen says, I can't go complete someone's half-cooked meal and finish it. I don't have the... It's hard to complete your own half-cooked meals or ideas. Once you start something, the best that you can do is just see the completion. Joey says, this was me doing an 8-page essay. I'm expected to need a whole day myself. Even eating stumps me. Joey, I'm the same exact way. Right now, I have a big project that I will be working on throughout the weekend. The deadline is Monday. And it will take probably 16 hours of focused, deep focus for me to get this thing done. About 16 hours. And I will set timers that remind me to eat. But I'll have the food like nearby. I'll be right here close to the restroom. So that way, if I have to get up and use the restroom, I'm not throwing off too much. Because sometimes the best way to do things is to do them in big spurts. And for those of us who have ADHD, that's probably how we've always gotten our stuff done, in big spurts. Bradley says, Dr. Kodra, I appreciate you. Always respect your love for the Titans. Man, tighten up. I love my Titans. I will always promote the Titans in everything that I do. I love them. And ooh, actually, I gotta go. I gotta go pee real quick. Let me go pee. I gotta pee badly. So do the live stream for me. Pee for real. Go Titans, go. Go Titans, go. Courtney, I appreciate you. Dana, here's another one. Whispering in my ear. Yeah. This goes back to number 7, the sensory overload. And yeah, I think TV has made it seem as if whispering in someone's ear is a sexy thing or a romantic thing. For a lot of us, we can't do that. Like I'm just trying to picture somebody with like the most beautiful woman whispering in my ear would still piss me off. It's like, why are you whispering in my ear? Just be there and look cute. Don't whisper in my ear. My goodness. Don't be doing all that. I love how clean the stove is. You should look at the stove and have the answer to the number 1 most asked question. Do you have a wife? Are you married? This stove right here is a stove of somebody who is a single fella. Nobody cooks on it. That's why, like, ain't nobody cooking. It's just here for decoration. It's just here for aesthetics. Ain't nobody cooking. Like, nah. We eat out over here. No cooking in this kitchen. Nah, we're not cooking. We're not cooking over here. Cooking, what's that? There ain't no cooking. Catherine says that we heard it pee. All right, well, I didn't mean to make y'all hear the pee, but I try to pee on the side of the toilet bowl on purpose for y'all. But hey, when your oven, the oven is pretty much used for storage. Play a Super Mario song. Oh my goodness, this is funny. I was saying that your skits. Yeah. Y'all are catching on to me. You're catching on to me. You're catching on to me, huh? Y'all have figured me out. They done figured me out. It's like, nobody lives in this house. Ain't nobody cooking here. Things are too clean. Everything is a bit too clean. This is all fake. This is fake. This is a skit. You got me. You got me. You got me. People said about me, they open the drawer or cupboard and they're like, oh, okay. And Captain says, it's like if you see someone with a zipper down, it's rude not to tell them. Oh, so you heard me pee, so you feel like it was rude for you not to let me know that y'all heard me pee. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Next time, look, that was as quiet as I could have peed. I was like, if I pee directly into the toilet bowl, they'll hear me. So I did my best impression of somebody trying to quietly pee. But I'm still a young man. I'm an unk, but I'm still a young man. So when I pee, like, I have a strong stream, like, you know, everything still works. That's his otherwise place. Right. This is for the other wife. When you finally find a wifey, if I could tell you how many times I've heard this, like when you find somebody who makes home cooked meals, change man, maybe, we'll see, maybe. Hey, I can see myself doing this for real. I can see myself doing this. Going to open house. Like, how much did this house cost? Oh, okay, still? All right, cool. Can I get 30 minutes to do a walkthrough? Let me just look through the house real quick. I got my tripod with me. I got it with me. I'm just waiting for them to finish. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. Let me just go take some photos of the place real quick. We start filming skits real quick and then make the most of an open house. That's a great idea. It's a great idea. I'll get tired of these factor meals soon. So I might need you, Lola. Grubhub is his wife. Factor meals, but I'm kind of getting tired of them. So funny they try to be quiet. I try to pee on the side of the toilet bowl, but next time, if y'all can hear me, regardless, I'll just pee straight into the toilet bowl. Like y'all can hear like how strong my stream is. I get to flex my, the strength of my pelvic floor. I get to flex it all. All right. Okay. I gotta hop on that meeting shortly. Damn, time go by so fast. My goodness. Time go by so fast. Where's the time going? Dealing with change. Okay. All right, let me read out the comedy show dates for y'all. Let me read out the comedy show dates for y'all. What we have. All right, so like I said at the top of the live stream, the very next show is going to be July 25th, a Saturday night in Springfield, Massachusetts. Next week, Saturday, July 25th at Roar Comedy Club. The very next day, we're going to be in Beverly, Massachusetts, July 26th, a Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 2 weeks from then, we're going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. August 8th is a Saturday night. And the name of that comedy club is called the Nut House. I think that's interesting. That's Little Rock, Arkansas. After that, we're going to be in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. August 14th is a Friday night. That same weekend, but at the end of the weekend, we're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama. August 16th at 8 p.m. Central Time. A month from that date, we're going to be in Detroit, Michigan. We misspelled Detroit right here. Let me let my sister know. We misspelled Detroit right here. September 11th, a Friday night, we're going to be in Detroit, Michigan. We misspelled Detroit here, please. So you can hear my best 9/11 stories in Detroit, Michigan. September 11th, Friday night. The next week, we're going to be in Chandler, Arizona. That's a Thursday night, September 17th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. The week after that, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio, September 23rd on the Wednesday night. This is our first Wednesday show of the year. So Cleveland, I'm counting on you to bring the energy on a Wednesday night. Cleveland. It's going to be interesting. The very next day, we're going to be in Columbus, Ohio on a Thursday night, September 24th. Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Columbus, Ohio. The week after that, we're going to be in Virginia Beach, Virginia, September 30th on a Wednesday night. The second Wednesday night show of the year. Virginia Beach, Virginia. The next day is going to be October 1st, and we're going to be live in Richmond, Virginia. So Virginia Beach on a Wednesday, then Richmond, Virginia on a Thursday, October 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we have a show in San Diego, California at the Mic Drop, December 3rd, which is going to be on a Thursday night. The night that says, ooh, I'm in Virginia. I hope to see you in Virginia. Somebody says Seattle next. We tried to book a show in Seattle. I wasn't able to get that completed, but hopefully we can get that show in Seattle sometime. Seattle, Tacoma, that area. We're bouncing around more than a tennis ball. Oh, yeah. I'm all over the place. So Seattle, we're working on it. We're working on it. Someone says, what about New York City? We just came from New York City. We were in New York June 11th, which is about a month ago, at Rodney's Comedy Club. And that was a great show. The week after that, we were in Chicago. So we've been to Houston, to Nashville. Then we went to New York City. Then we went to Chicago. And now we're going to Massachusetts. 2 shows in Massachusetts. So I hope to see y'all next weekend in Massachusetts. After this Massachusetts run, Arkansas, I'm looking at you. And the ticket sales are not the best in Arkansas right now, but I know I have some neurodivergent family in Little Rock, Arkansas. So it's a small town. They call it Little Rock for a reason. But hopefully we can make it feel like a big rock. Y'all can come on out, all right? Y'all can come on out. DAT, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Can't get to the New York show is already over. I'm not sure how far Rhode Island is from Connecticut or Springfield, Massachusetts, but if it's in the vicinity, come through. Detroit, Michigan, September 11th. That's a Friday night. Come through. Baby, come through. You deserve rounds tonight. Okay, ABC. Oh, look, I will let me know. Let me know. Anytime you need me to do ABC 7 LA, your Hollywood mental health expert is here. So I'm ready to do ABC 7 LA whenever. So just let me know. Just let me know. I would love to be back on TV, back on the news. How about the good people of Los Angeles and the world? Because we'll broadcast it to everybody so that people at home can watch everywhere. Seattle will be closer to me. I'm looking to book a show in Seattle. I'm looking. Springfield, Illinois. Okay, which is close to St. Louis. I haven't forgotten. Nick, I'm doing good. Nick. So yeah, those are the shows that we have. Last thing I want to say is we were having the monthly shows in Hollywood at the Fourth Wall, but I've been on the road so much that it's been a while since we've done the monthly shows in Hollywood. I don't know when the next one will be, the next monthly show in Hollywood will be, but I will look to have one sometime relatively soon for y'all at the Fourth Wall, because that's my home comedy club. That's where I work out things for the road. So we'll look to have a show there sometime soon. We added a show in Pendleton, Oregon. I'm not sure if y'all know what that's at, but Pendleton, Oregon. So July 31st, I'm doing a show in Pendleton, Oregon. So if y'all are anywhere close to that area, I'll be in Pendleton, Oregon. So random and such a niche little town. But if you're in the area, let me know. Come on through. Mia, I appreciate that. Your account's such a good inspiration on how to handle hard times. I'm a good person. I'm a decent person. I'm not a saint, but I do what I can, and I really care about the work that we do. Let us know. Let the producers know. We'll love to do ABC 7 LA again. I had so much fun doing ABC 7 LA. So we'd love to resume Mental Health Mondays, honestly. But that was super cool. I think we educated people a lot. I remember my favorite Mental Health Monday was the one where I was talking about the dangers of cannabis use. And it wasn't coming from a judgmental perspective, because I've had my struggles with the plant, but it was coming from the perspective of someone who's a healthcare provider who knows the health risks associated with it. I posted the clip from that morning show. It had over 1 million views, and people were tearing up in the comments saying that I'm being paid by pharmaceutical companies to spread bad things about weed. And I wasn't. I was just providing the facts. But Mental Health Mondays are a great way to educate the people. So I've done Flappers in Burbank before, but I need to do it again. I need to do Flappers again. That's a great room right there. Flappers is a great room. Great room. And somebody says, I can imagine Portland, but Pendleton. I know. That's funny. So random. Pendleton, Oregon, instead of Portland. That's funny. Campus users being, yeah. Right. I'm new to your community, loving here. My honey and 2 girls near a virgin. Think I am too. You could be. And Audrey, Audrey, I love you. Audrey's like, I'm fried right now. Audrey says she's fried right now. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, y'all. I do have to get going. I got a meeting that's sure started 17 minutes ago, but about to go get on this meeting and then get some rest and then hit the gym early in the morning. Early in the morning. So the next live stream, guys, will be next week, Tuesday at normal time, 9 o'clock East Coast time, which is 6 o'clock on the West Coast, which is actually, let me go through the whole times. All right. 9 o'clock in New York, which is 8 o'clock in Nashville, which is 7 o'clock in Phoenix, which is 6 o'clock in Los Angeles, which is 5 o'clock in Honolulu, Hawaii, which, no, 5 o'clock in Alaska. I messed up. 5 o'clock in Anchorage, Alaska, which is 4 p.m. in Honolulu, Hawaii, which is 2 a.m. in London, England. Now we got it right. Gotcha. All right. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all next week, Tuesday. All right. Peace. Take care. Try and get some rest. I'll do my best to get some rest as well. Peace.